I would like to start by saying when I joined this church, it was not nearly as huge as it was today, and Epworth has changed a lot too. When I first went to Epworth, my mother died when I was registered to go to elementary school. She passed away, and then I lived with my grandmother. And when my grandmother got older, she said she always wanted us to go to Epworth. When I went to Epworth, I lived in the dancer home, and our house mother was called Mutter. And that was because back in those days, Hello Mutter, Hello Fodder was a good song. But we loved Mutter dearly. We could tell her everything. Miss King was a person who disciplined us whenever we did things we shouldn't do. My grandmother used to say I talked too much in school, and Miss King said I would talk in the choir loft, and then I also rode with Billy to turn a book back, and Miss King was waiting on a bus and tapped on the door and said, I'll deal with you when you get home. So I went home and told Mother, and she says, I know, you got to go see her. Well, Miss King, I would roll her hair and talk to her, and she was really nice to us. I had a social worker. Her name was Miss McFarland, and when we were seniors in high school, she took us all up to Washington, D.C. I was very scared of heights, but the people that lived at Epworth would help me go up the stairs and all, and she was a wonderful social worker. Then one day I came home and Mutter said, Dr. Broom wants to see you. And I looked at Mutter and I said, I know I haven't been that bad. So when I saw Dr. Broom, he looked at me and he said, Cathy, living at Epworth, no one has ever been asked to sponsor anybody at Dreher High School as for their football game, and you have been asked to sponsor someone, and I want you to be dressed pretty. So he set up a place for me to go get dressed, and I had a beautiful dress I wore and a nice hat. I looked really pretty. Then I came home and looked at Mutter. I said, Mutter, I have to ride with Governor McNair's daughter. And I said, Little Orphan Annie and Governor McNair's? Well, when I rode with her, everything went fine, and I was really proud of that. Then, after that, I wanted to be a nurse. Miss Betzel was our nurse. She took me to different places to apply to nursing school, down to Charleston and Columbia and different places. And she was a wonderful nurse. Sometimes we would fib up and go down there and pretend to be sick, but she could catch on to you pretty quick. Then, when came time for me to get married, I asked Dr. Broom if he would give me away. And when I married Billy, and he's the person I sponsored at the high school, Dr. Broom gave me away to be married. And I guess the thing I want you to know is when you give money to Epworth, you kind of think it might be about just feeding the people and taking care of them, but all of these things are very, very wonderful and precious to me. It meant the world to me for all of them to do these things for me. I am very blessed that I got to live at Epworth. Thank you.